Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Lisa Tripskit, and in this video I wanted to share the vlog from Mexico City. This is mainly a family vlog, meaning we will be doing a lot of family meetings, gatherings, going out with family and friends. For those of you who don't know, my husband, who is a co-founder of Tripskit, he was born and raised in Mexico City, and we try to visit Mexico at least every 2 years, every year if it's possible, but we haven't been there for 2 years, so it's really nice to go back and see how the city is changing, evolving, and of course see the most significant ones. The first place we went to was called Ceru. It's a Spanish restaurant located in San Angel.
No, las croquetas no. También me gustan, pero las malas fotos. Para la colección. Y las firmas, ¿no? Les pones fecha,
Mira,
En el buffet había una salsa verde.
Ceru is a Spanish restaurant and everything was great. We liked all the dishes. The prices were kind of high though. I'd say they were pretty much the same as the prices in Spanish restaurants in London. Actually, the prices surprised me a lot this time. In 2 years, they have risen so much that they are kind of on par with the prices in the same level restaurants in London, which is, of course, very, very expensive for Mexican standards. Unfortunately, the salaries haven't risen that much, so everything just became more expensive for the locals. In the last 2 years, they opened a huge shopping mall in the area where the family of my husband lives, Coyoacan, called Mítica. Well, it did worsen the traffic situation because there are already too many cars in this area. It definitely brought an upgrade to the area because there are so many nice shops, restaurants, and even grocery stores. You can get a lot of fancy souvenirs. Of course, you can get some snacks and souvenirs in the normal supermarkets as well. But if you want something slightly fancier, if you want to bring something for your friends and family, I think these look pretty nice because chocolate in Mexico is really, really good. And also these snacks are really unique. So everything that includes chili, basically all the sweets with chili. And there are like a lot of different snacks, of course a lot of corn as well. So yeah, plenty of snacks, and these looks just very, very pretty compared to the ones from the supermarket. Although they're like 3 times more expensive for sure. This shopping mall is so new that a lot of spaces were still empty, and that's because they were either not rented out yet or the shops just didn't have time to open yet. But while we were visiting, they were decorating the shopping mall for Christmas. Next morning, we woke up really early. Jet lag is real. We woke up around 5:30, but we haven't exited until 7 because the park where we were going, Viveros in Coyoacan, only opens at about 6 or 6:30. So we wanted to go there when it was light, and it gets light around 6:30 a.m. It was located circa, I think, 15 minutes walking from the house, and the walk is really lovely. So this area is called Coyoacan, and this part of Coyoacan is actually Jardín Centenario. It's one of the main gardens. Coyoacan is all about gardens. It used to be an area where all the vacation homes of wealthy Mexicans were located. So it has still this kind of chilled vacation home vibe, and there are also some nice parks. That was probably one of the busiest parks for running I've ever seen. There were so many people running, and I'm actually very proud of ourselves because we managed to run 5K, even though Mexico City is located at 2.5 kilometers, almost at 2.5 kilometers above the sea level. After that, we went for a quick stop to Coyoacan Market, which is a really cool market. If you've never been there, I totally recommend you going there. You can try a lot of fresh juices like we did. They're also very, very affordable. You can also try tacos and a lot of traditional dishes. Later, we stopped by a very famous barbacoa taco stall. So, barbacoa tacos are usually eaten on the weekends and mainly in the morning. It's very difficult to prepare them, so usually stalls specialize in barbacoa tacos, and these ones are great. And they also brought us a lot of condiments to add to the taco, and some sauces were really spicy actually. There are just so many things you can buy at Mercado de Coyoacan, Coyoacan market. For example, these are stuffed deep fried chilies. And on the left hand side, you can see green chorizo, which looks a little bit odd, but Pepe said that it's really, really delicious. I didn't dare to try it, so I just have to take his word for it. The fruit offerings are also incredible there. If you want to try different fruit, this is a place to go. Just buy them and eat them at your hotel or apartment. After a quick breakfast with the family, we decided to head to the city center to walk around the district of Condesa and Colonia Roma. These two areas are actually my two favorite areas, districts in Mexico City. So a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, they were considered pretty hipster because they were in some sort of regeneration area. So they weren't too nice. There was still a lot of kind of inequality, and yeah. So I would say a similar example would be Hackney in London. But actually, in the last 2 years, they became so expensive and so trendy that it's hard to recognize them. Some of the best restaurants in the city are now located in Condesa and Colonia Roma. Next day, we went to a spinning class. We had to stay on track with our sport exercises, so we went to the studio called RBL, and it was nice. After that, we had a brunch with all the uncles, aunts, and cousins of Pepe, and it was also a lovely family activity. We didn't do that much more that day, so we just went for dinner to a place that serves pozole, a very famous Mexican soup. There is red pozole, there is green pozole, and there is transparent pozole, and they were good. Next day was Monday, and I had to work remotely, so I woke up at 4 a.m. and worked until 12. Quickly changed, took a shower, and decided to go to the city center. Pepe was lucky because he didn't have to work this week. He had a lot more vacation days this year for some reason than me. So yeah, he didn't have to work, so he spent time with family in the morning while I was working. But the benefits of working remotely from Mexico, working UK time, is that even though you have to wake up very early, you can also finish very early, meaning that you have pretty much half of the day available to you. When there's no traffic, it takes around 35 minutes to get to Condesa from Coyoacan. Luckily, there wasn't much traffic, so because Mexico is really, really congested. It's a huge city. When there is a lot of traffic, it might take 2 hours to get to the same place. This time we were meeting with Pepe's brother, but just before meeting him, we had a couple of hours available, and we wanted to walk around Condesa and visit one of the most famous new taquerias, Taqueria Orinoco. I've seen so many ads about it, and I've seen it featured in so many guides that we absolutely had to visit it and understand what all the hype was about. At 3 p.m., the queue wasn't too big. There were maybe 10 people in front of us, but while we were eating later, the queue grew so much. I think there were around 50 people in that queue. I absolutely loved Orinoco tacos. I think it's my favorite taco place in Mexico City now, and that's because they offer two types of tacos made of corn tortillas and flour tortillas, and I love flour tortillas tacos, so definitely thumbs up from me, and I recommend it to you too. After the meal, we still had a bit of time to walk around and shake our stomachs a little bit and digest the food and have something for dessert because there was nothing in Tacos Orinoco. We walked through this beautiful park. It was actually pretty impressive. A lot of people were walking their dogs. We noticed a few more restaurants that opened on this street, including some stalls. The stalls looked very hipster, actually. Look at this sushi stall. It's so unique. The place we wanted to visit, however, was a bakery, a very famous bakery called Panaderia Rosetta. It opened a few years ago, but it became so popular that pretty much every day there was a large queue waiting for the bread and waiting for the space to sit in. So this bakery is featured in all the tops of the best bakery lists of Mexico City, and for a reason, bread there is actually really, really good. But having tried a few bakeries, I would say that probably Panaderia Rosetta is not my favorite. I've seen better places and I've tried better breads. Later we had a quick dinner with the brother of Pepe in Café Lin, which was a very nice cafe. And then it was time for us to leave to Puerto Escondido. So see you guys in the next vlog from Puerto Escondido. Thanks for watching. Bye!